Hi everyone, thanks for watching. My name is Katie and I'm with Lotus in Bloom Yoga, and I'm starting a new series here on my channel called Yoga Unfolded. And what I hope to do through this channel is take you step by step through a series of basic, intermediate, and some advanced yoga poses for those of you who are interested in yoga, or maybe you're just starting out and want a little more of a breakdown of yoga poses. We're going to start today with downward facing dog, so join me on the mat and let's get started. Alright, so we're on the mat, we're in a kneeling position. We're going to start down here because I really want to isolate the downward dog pose itself versus taking you all the way from standing down through, as part of a sun salutation, which if you've seen my last video for a sun salutation demo, you can definitely check that out and see what I mean. Downward dog is definitely a part of that. So it is a good warm-up to get in the pose. You're going to feel a really big stretch down through your back body, your hamstrings, and your calves and your ankles. So it's really important to be warmed up. Really, anytime you're practicing yoga, you can warm up with a few sun salutations. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start us off in a nice table. So bring the hands forward, walk the knees back. You want shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. You can either lay your feet flat or you can tuck your toes under, whatever provides you with better stability. So again, we're just going to have a nice even weight into the hands, into the knees. We're going to start off with what's called a couple of cat-cows. So on the inhale, you're going to dip your ribs and your back down and look up and stretch the back down. This is called a cow pose. Little 101 here. Exhale, you're going to stretch up through the back into a cat. So a nice rounded back like a Halloween cat. Then on your next inhale, ripple the spine down, pick up the head through the shoulders, nice stretch in the back, then the abdomen, and then exhale to reverse. So we do a couple of these. Inhale, in a cow, exhale, in a cat. And what this does is we're warming up the spine here, so you have a little more flexibility in the stretch for your down dog. It's always good in yoga to protect your spine. And once you move through a couple rounds of this motion, you can think of it as like a wave. There's a couple ways that you can get into down dog from here, so we're going to go over those next. So again, we're here in what's called table pose, or a nice flat sturdy table. And one of the simplest ways to get into your downward facing dog is just to simply tuck the toes if they're not tucked already. Press through the palms and the fingers. You don't want to put a lot of weight into your wrists. You want to protect the joints, so weight into the palms and your pointer finger. Push through the palms, nice flat stable surface. Tuck the back toes, and you simply, from your cow, with your sit bones, basically your booty, sticking right up in the air, you want to tuck the toes and press back and keep that lift in your pelvis. And so from here, you want to push the heels back into the floor, rotate the upper arms in and push away. And what you're doing is just like a dog first thing in the morning. You're stretching your back body, stretching out, pressing through the hands and through the heels. And then you can come back onto your knees. So if you're still not sure what the heck you're doing, if down dog seems a little bit difficult for you at first, you can also practice elongating the spine by simply coming down onto your forearms. So basically what we're doing here is still getting a little stretch in the back. You're still pointing your sit bones way high in the sky and just sort of getting used to what it feels like to have your hips up in the air and your head down close to the ground. So this is another good way. You have a little more stability here because you're on your forearms. And if you have the flexibility in your hamstrings, you can tuck the toes right here, keep your sit bones lifted, and press upward. And you can play with coming up and pressing back and coming back down. This is actually called a dolphin. It's like a half downward dog. This is actually called downward puppy. So there's a few variations we can play with here. So key points in downward facing dog, really, again, everything, all the joints stacked, pressure in the palms, pressure in the toes, sit bones way high in the sky, and you're basically kind of making a triangle. I'm just going to turn sideways here so you can really see the position. So basically, here we are, making like a triangle. All right. So now, if you're comfortable here, what you can start to do is pedal your feet. So you can lift the heel of one foot and point the heel of the other. And basically stretch out the calves, warm up the backs of the legs, warm up the joints, get everything flowing. And then press way up on your toes and way back down. And again, that can warm you up. And then when you start to feel too much blood rushing to your head, you can come back to your knees. Another nice thing to do is put your toes together, spread your knees apart a little bit, and sink down into a devotional pose. This again stretches the back and kind of gets the back body warmed up in preparation for down dog, or acts as a nice counter pose after you've been in it for a while. So I really hope you found this video helpful. I hope it demystified and kind of broke down the downward facing dog for you so you can really see what the position looks like and what you're striving for. If you're not there yet, stick with it. You will get there soon enough. Yoga is about the journey, not the destination. So please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one. I'll be doing a lot more tutorials, an entire series called Yoga Unfolded to help you break down the poses and get to know yoga a little bit better through the asanas and the breathing and all of that fun stuff. So if you like what you saw, please subscribe to my channel. You can also visit my website. All of my links are going to be in the description box. And I will also be listing the health benefits that go along with each pose. So if you're in these wacky poses and you're wondering, why the heck am I doing this? You can actually see all of the health benefits that you're giving your body by practicing poses like downward facing dog. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.